Good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here participating. It's been a long work, the preparation over 1 year for this Social Good Brazil, to be here together with our friends and partner as Gab, Gustavo, Danielle. I'll open the panel, cooperate with the future, the new protagonist, the new player. What's the profile of the new player, the new protagonist? So we have the people at home, followers online, people here present in the audience. Everybody can participate through Twitter. You have the data already, or through the WhatsApp using the number that's on the screen. Just send us the questions and we will pass it on. So, to start, I'll ask each one of them to speak of their vision. What's their vision of the future of the protagonist? What's the new player? Who are these people thinking, feeling, and wanting to cooperate in the society they live and work? May I start? Good afternoon. Are you feeling okay? At the back, can you also hear me? Good and perfect, nice and clear. Thank you for the invitation. It's really a pleasure to be here, not just to talk about this topic, but to meet again friends, to ask ourselves together, to have different ideas, different approaches, and try to answer your question. Our concept of protagonism is changing because action, who does the action is different. Nowadays it's easy to do things. You go to YouTube, or you have a book which will give you the information, or a friend has done it and he can teach you or she can show you. So the tools are out there. The information is available, and then it's easier to do it. It's easier to act. It's easier to be a protagonist, to be the actor in your universe. And this is kind of bizarre. We didn't realize this. There were two kinds of person, those who did and those who just complained. And with all the new tools, digital ones and others, people getting closer, we have this new type of person. The persons that don't complain, don't do, but they support the people that do. And in this new scenario, the ones that just support are as important as the ones acting, because they understand that you have different causes, for example, sustainable cities, human rights, climate change, whatever. The fishes from the Jacuí River that are dying, so whatever is important to you. I can't do it, but you have this people, this initiatives, this groups, and they are doing it, so I can support them, help them. So the connectivity technologies, we see them as the huge progress. It's a bridge between people. People get connected to causes that are relevant to them, and these persons don't have to be the protagonists, the actors, but they give power and a voice to the others doing it. So it's nice to speak about the maker, the person that's on the front page of the newspaper, that's in TV, who is the entrepreneur. But for the person to achieve that, to be the maker, behind those people you will always find like hundreds of people supporting them, and you don't see them. So the new protagonists are in the background, and they are as important as the ones making things happen. So I'll try to complement what Gabi already mentioned. Afado started as a site connecting non-governmental organizations. We wanted to include different people, making people connect, get engaged, get involved. So we created Afados, but we didn't do it in the practical work. We did it just in a small group for people, and then more people wanted to participate, and we didn't know where it was heading. First, we selves were kind of blocked, and then suddenly we realized they can participate, they can co-create, they have input, maybe through volunteership. So we have the supporters. And the supporters, these are not just people that support it, but they participate, and the organization should be open for this kind of participation, co-creation, so that people feel as part, as owner of the project. So the project is not just of one person. As Gabi mentioned, everybody belongs to the project. I am also the owner of the project. It's in our case, Shoot the Shit. Yeah, trying to complement what the colleagues already said. I think the new players, the new protagonists, depends on our vision, how we see things. See them as new protagonists, the ones backstage that help us, that aggregate, that come as new people. Sometimes they are the protagonists and we don't realize it, but it's happening. It's going on. Yeah, you here are our protagonists. You are here for us to be up on stage. And that's it. Yes. Whoever is here is interested, wants change, wants transformation, and there's the question, the first supporters that give the start, that things get started. So how do you see the first supporters so that you have the first interested public making things move? I'll try to answer. In my opinion, the first supporters give you credibility, they give you a voice. You have the people in the boat, but more people can get into the boat. But in order to have people in the boat, you have to feel that you belong in the project, in this boat, and that you can also define the direction where you're heading. And that's what we try in Afados. Try to bring in inspiration, new communication, engagement, so that people feel that they belong, that they are part of it. And the second aspect is the co-creation, the third part. We have to try to make people get engaged in the project. Someone is participating, but it's not getting developed as a person, as still being shy. Then they won't participate on the long run. And what's really important, we have to see the impact, the end result. It might be a social result, a social impact, but also feeling that you belong, that the project is growing, whatever is important for the participants. I would like to speak about Pimp My Carroza. It was a crowdfunding project. We had a donation of many people supporting the project, many volunteers on the day. It was a huge project. We had many reforms, many places. So we had the movement of the people picking up garbage, but we also had people from health area, from the health sector participating, and others. And it's always people helping, lots of people helping, giving support. It's the union, and this union makes things happen, and everybody helping. I have a question for you all. Please hold up your hand. Who participated in crowdfunding? Did or just supported? Whoever supported crowdfunding. This is great. Just to give you an idea, 2014 started the biggest crowdfunding platform of the world, launched a report talking about the numbers of Kickstart. 2 million people supported a project there. And This was in 2014. 2 million. This is a lot of people. Another number which is even more scary and even better, that 1,700 supported over 100 projects during that year. 1,700 supported over 100 projects. This is one project. So supporting projects, sharing knowledge, sharing your time, donating your time can change you into a maker, a doer. Because saying that someone who supports is not a maker is not right. So the supporters, the helpers, they like to help. It gives them pleasure. There are studies that when people help, in their brain you have a feeling comparable to an orgasm, and this increases, so people tend to support more and more. And what's really great to understand that so many people support over 100 projects. So you go on to a different level of support, because now we also have these new tools helping us. Yeah, this is really great. Do you have any special case you would like to share with us, a project you did, like PIMB or Atados, that really surprised you, or that didn't work out at the end, or what was the conclusion, the analysis you made? Maybe I could give you an example. I participate in the refugee movement, the cause, it really moves me. 2014, we were thinking how we could engage more people for the refugee cause. It wasn't really a topic here, so we organized an event. We did it in partnership with the Agros. It was the World Championship of the Refugees, so we tried to make a world championship with the refugees countries, Congo and so on. And in one day we really mobilized many people, and there we woke up this desire to participate, and this was for free, people just participating and bringing their stuff to the event. And on this day we saw that we could do more. It wasn't just to be one day, we could really have an impact on the life of the refugees. There was one guy from Haiti who spoke 5 languages, and there we noticed that they could use their talents, their capabilities to generate income. And so we created one group with language classes. This worked out because we already had the volunteers that worked during the football World Cup, and so we called the volunteers for the so-called cultural hug to disseminate the idea. We called people from several areas, and when we launched the cultural hug, we had the people from the World Championship and from other non-governmental organizations, and the project still goes on. It's called Abraço Cultural. This is the logic of sharing. I don't want to talk about our project because you can check it up, but I would like to tell the story behind our project. We have different levels of engagement. It's important to understand that people are motivated by different things. There are people that are motivated by money, others by inspiration, others by a special cause, others like partying. So you might have different motivations in our campaigns. And I think we saw this in our 3 cases because we know each other well and we understand the patterns. It's important to create different level of engagement. Sometimes we have campaigns or formats of participations, and then we complain that people don't engage. Maybe the problem is ours because we are not opening up them the right spaces to participate. It's not attractive, sexy, or nice, funny for them, so people don't want to participate, don't engage. So we have to have different levels of engagement, different tools, but we also have to understand that people sometimes try to engage differently on the long run. I don't want to always be invited to paint the wall of the school. Maybe next time I want to build the wall. Maybe I want to build the entire thing. Maybe I want to participate in the planning stages. This is just one example. So we can invite people to different things, to understand that people have different desires, different aspirations, and it's not nice if it gets repetitive. So we lose interest. Sometimes we lost interest in something we're doing or our work because it was getting boring, repetitive. If the participation level is low, then the challenge is that we have to change the ways. You don't have to think that you will have 100 days, 100 people participating all the time. So you need the right communication, how you communicate with people. You need communication for the people that like it, that go there, that want to create a project, develop project, but also how you keep the people engaged, motivated. Is there something to keep people engaged and motivated? So practical information to keep people focused, interested in your projects. You always have to bring in new topics, new initiatives, festivals. We call them pinpoints. It's huge events. Everybody can participate, get together. Then we have the so-called Pimpex. This is empowerment of people everywhere, any town in Brazil, even outside. We organize the Pimpex outside of Brazil. We show you the model how to transform a cartwheel, so they can do it themselves. So we always create new content, reach out to new places, different people, and it's really fantastic. We've been to Morocco, New York. We had a Pimpex in Colombia. There were people there doing it by themselves. They copied, so to say, our PIMP. There were many garbage men there last weekend. They had one in Cali, now they will have one in Bogota. So things are happening, the message is being taken up by people, and this is really good to see. As I see it, I really agree with all you said. Engagement of people, this is complicated. It's like a group of friends. You are engaged if it's a nice group, but if people get boring and they keep selling you good morning every day, you're gonna get bored and you're gonna go out of the group. Let's go to the cinema, or we are in a group, let's create something. You have to feel that you belong, that you contribute, that you are growing as a person if you're doing voluntary work or other work in an organization. Shoot the Shit is a creative studio focused on project with a positive social impact. For those who don't know the project, we try to use the traditional communication means, commercials, to give voice to those who don't have one. We try to study more the situation. We are not experts yet. We are still studying the sense of community. Why people feel that they belong more to one community and less to another. So the community sense is built on 4 pillars. I talked to Daniel Larousse, I think he's also here. Maybe who want to talk more about this. There are 4 pillars: symbols, mutual influence, fulfilling necessities, common history. Sometimes you have persons talking about something that happened to them. If we go to the group, we don't feel that we belong because we didn't share the experience. So we have a different background. Symbols unites them. Maybe it's their football club, their religion, or the city they come from, or the same language. If we meet a Brazilian guy in New York, so the symbol is the language. Mutual influence. If we feel that we belong to a group that listens to us and understands what we say, this creates influence. So we feel more that we belong, so our voice is heard and we feel that we belong. So the sense of community, this is also important for engagement, for protagonism. People want to engage with movements, initiatives, causes that fulfill their necessities. I have a group of friends, this is just for fun. Another one that likes to read. Another group for playing soccer. So that's life. So one group won't be able to satisfy all your needs. And the same is true for initiative, causes, projects. I want to support this group. I don't know the group, but maybe 15 reais every month for your cause. So the sense of community has to do with participation, and maybe this is one interesting road to understand engagement and how to make people participating more. As I see it, you three have something in common. You want that people have fun when they participate. They engage, but they just don't feel as part of the project, but they have fun doing it. So now I have a completely different question from what we've been talking. It's from someone here from Florianopolis. He didn't mention the name. How do you earn money with your projects? How do you deal with this side? What is your business model? Maybe I can answer this because Tomás de Lara mentioned, let's say to the companies, he used a bad name. We mobilize volunteers and the companies realize that we are good with mobilizing, and so they are engaging us, and we organize the people to work with the communities, and this is good because we have an impact, and of course we have some rules we have to respect. There is documentation and stuff, but this is how we finance Atavi and can promote other things we believe in, and can also try to change a little bit the companies we are working with and make a difference. Pimp My Carroça, part of the project where we have more expenses is when we make the transformation of the cars. The majority of the funding comes from crowdfunding. We also have the so-called Rouanet Act, which supports cultural initiatives, and many companies use this law. We have a model, be a garbage picker one day. This is our challenge. So we go to the companies and tell to them, here is your challenge. Be a garbage picker for one day. Live this experience. And so we're always doing different things, different projects, doing things. Shoot the shit. Almost had to close hundreds of times due to lack of money, lack of funding. So it was really difficult to find the right business model in order not to compromise our grassroots, our starting point. For a long time, I think 3 years, we didn't work with companies because there we were naive. We thought that any involvement with the companies could compromise our basic ideas. but during 4 years developing projects, appropriating public spaces, improving the cities, simple stuff. It was a sticker, a collaborative sticker that we place on the bus stop, and people can put their message there. So we had a common language, and we thought this might be interesting for communication for companies that want to get connected with this kind of format. So now we migrated from a collective of urban transformation to the studio. Now we have a agency, but we don't like the word agency because you have all the idea of business model and a certain type of work and the delivery, and we don't work like that. So we have clients. That's how we earn our money. We are 6 people working in Shoot the Shit, so it's really lean. So we don't need to, let's say, sell ourselves to pay our bills. Then we try always to be not to be too big, so we can have an okay life, an okay salary, and do what we like to do in life.
Our last question, Bruno from Mato Grosso, he's a teacher there, and he asked whether there is a hint you could give him. He deals with youth, with young people that are very dynamic. What would you say in order for them to become more protagonists in these changes? Well, I think that everything in life is about the space you're in. I believe that the spaces allow that people are themselves. Casio, that works here with Shoot the Shit with me, he was telling me the experience that Flora, if I recall well, took to one of those conversation rooms, and people blindfolded were hugging each other, and how perception when you're blindfolded changes when you remove the fold. So you have to make the same thing. The space constructs a expectation, an experience about what you may or may not do. So environments such as this are very inspiring because you're not only talking about inspiring things, but the people that are here, they want to connect with other people that are also willing to do the same thing. So the hint is create such spaces in which people can feel comfortable in order to exploit their potential, tap their capabilities, be it ride a surfboard, write or read or do nothing at all. In Porto Alegre there is a guy who created the nothingness. He is a protagonist of the nothingness. He created a group where people are supposed to do nothing. So it's all about spaces. If you look at my personal history and see what were the leaps in my history, they were because I was in spaces that I was able to meet people and I could talk about the things I was thinking, and some of those were things of actions, and others were just when I opened up and said, oh, I'm not feeling well today. So it is about creating spaces in which people can be themselves. I like that film that I feel that I know. In the very beginning, there was a guy who said, I went to the presentation in my school and the teacher said, the students are a blank page and we have to write their story. So he makes a point in showing why this sentence is wrong. So I think that sometimes is what Gabi said. Sometimes it's not, you don't have to create superstructure, and the youth people have much more potential than us. When we started our things, we were much more open than we are today because we didn't have prejudices. So all we have to do is to create those things, and they will do the rest because they are untied and they are able to explore new worlds. We're doing a new project in Tabet and I'm taking part. It's called Ulala, in which people, they pay about 100 reais to participate in 24 open courses. And this week I did a theater course because I would never pay 100 reais for one single, but it was great for me because I was there and it was I did this, and maybe I will carry on doing some more classes in drama. So it was something that I wasn't expecting, and I started and I liked it. So I think it is to give opportunity for people to experience different things. Before I came on stage, I heard a sentence that came to my mind and said, "Well, that's it." That was there was a video here, and it said, "Leave the comfort area and go to the confrontation area." So I think that this is what it is all about. We have to leave your comfort zone and look around what surrounds you, what new possibilities are there, and open up our world, because most of the times we are in our day-to-day routine doing things happily, but there is a whole world, a whole universe around you waiting for things for you to do. All you have to do is to start, go after. I'd like to invite you all to stay here with me, but now I am going to make an announcement, and I'm going to call on the stage. And I have the pleasure of saying that one of our new program is called the Social Good Brazil program. Is an accelerator of social good actions, and it's going to take several young people in Brazil to put themselves in an active listening position. And for that to happen, we count on the possibility, on the partnership of Shut the Shit, of Tave, and to think of models for this project. And in order for make this happen, we put all our efforts to make a network of leaders and people that represent and are role players and players in their communities all around Brazil. And we now have the pleasure to call our fellows of Social Good Brazil. People, please come on stage. We are going to take the program to all Brazilian cities representing social good, making that millions of young people in Brazil play an active role in social good actions. And we are very proud of it. Each one is going to introduce themselves now. Hi folks, I'm Maeda. I work at Impact Hub and I'm here from Florianopolis. Hi, good afternoon. I'm Guy. I'm from Porto Alegre, and I am an entrepreneur at Pulsar. I am Daniel from Curitiba. I am a social entrepreneur with Beast Transformation. Hi, I'm Alonso from Minas Gerais. I am an innovation facilitator. Hi, I'm Tati from São Paulo, and I am coordinator of Empathy Revolution Project. Hi, my name is Pedro. I'm from Belo Horizonte and from the Federal University of Minas Gerais. Good afternoon. I am Ronaldinho. Don't understand why you're laughing. Well, I am an interpreter at Preapão from Paraíba. Hi folks, I'm Bruno from Londrina and I'm designer. Hi, my name is Tatiana. I'm also from Londrina and I am the founder of the Café com Propósito. Hi, I am Renato. I am from Rio de Janeiro, but I live in São Paulo and I am with Greenpeace. Rogério from Fortaleza, but I am coming to live. I live in Florianópolis for some time and I'm a doctor and a social entrepreneur. Hi, I am André from Rio de Janeiro, Macaé, and we are developing the Rios Institute. Hi, I am Marcela from Curitiba. I'm from the Linnean Integration School. Hi there, I am DJ Paula from Jardim Angela, São Paulo. And Sylvia, please come here. I come from a place that to get there only if you know Quilombola, Tribução, only orange bricks. I was born and raised there, and there we have something that is this. Trust and respect and strength is what maintains us strong. And now I'd like to show you how we do this in our day-to-day. It's forearm with forearm. If she's weak, I will. If she's weak, I will hold her. If I am weak, she's gonna hold me. So you can do that. So let's do it. So hold the forearm, even if you don't know the person next to you, because most of the times you do not know people, and you have to do it. Stand up, bro. Strength, trust, and safety. And now let's shout at 3 and honor what we are proposing here today. At 3, 1.